Hey, friends, welcome to the podcast. It's been made over since the last time you were here. You may have been listening to the Hustle with Heart podcast for some time. We've been around for about 4.5 years, 15,000 downloads. But you know what? I recently gave it a makeover. So, welcome to the first episode of Redefining Hustle, pursuing success as a Christian woman. Why? Why did I make those changes? Well, here's what I know as a recovering driver, striver, and achievement chaser. I had to learn these lessons myself. I had to learn the lesson of how to pursue success in a way that honors and glorifies God, because I can very quickly get caught up in the mantras of the world that you've got to have a 10K month and you've got to have a six-figure business. And there's nothing wrong with those things. The challenge is, how hard are we pushing and what are we chasing, right? So, redefining hustle, we're going to dig into the basics of that on this episode today. I do want to let you know a couple of things. Number one, we actually have two episodes on this Monday, November 7th, 2022, as we're kicking off with the new podcast name. And that episode, I've asked some of my clients to throw me some tough questions of ambitious women pursuing success and how they do that as Christian women. And so they've given me some tough questions and I'm going to answer those. That's on the next episode. On this episode, we're going to be focused on these basics. But the second thing I want to tell you is I am doing a giveaway for podcast reviews. So make sure you get down in the show notes where there's all kinds of resources and links for you. I'm going to be talking about some of those today in the episode because I'd love for you to leave a review and enter my drawing. I'm giving away a $25 Amazon gift card as well as a 30-minute coaching with me. So you don't want to miss out on that. All right. So what does it mean to redefine hustle? Like, Erin, I love the hustle. It fuels my adrenaline. Why do I need to stop? Well, friend, if you're feeling a little overwhelmed, a little spiraling in some overachievement, or maybe you're just tired of the frantic pace of the world's hustle, then redefining it is possible. So let me give you some background on this. I looked up the word hustle in Word Hippo, and I picked out the top three statements about it that are top three verbs and top three nouns. And this is what it says. The verbs are to force or push one's way, to move quickly, and to pressure someone into doing something. So moving quickly isn't a bad thing, but the other one's a little negative, right? And then the top three nouns, a state of great activity, kind of reminds me of the badge of busyness that we wear sometimes. A willingness to undertake new and risky endeavors. That's not a bad thing if we're doing it with the right intention and certainly allowing God to lead us. And then great and often showy or disorderly speed. Do you notice that most of those definitions are about being busy, hurried, frantic, right? Then if you go to dictionary.com, there's two main definitions that come up. The first one is to proceed or work rapidly or energetically. In some places it says with intention, with a sense of timing or urgency, right? Certainly a much less aggressive definition. The second definition in dictionary.com is to push or force one's way, to jostle or to shove. So let me ask you this, friends. Does it seem to you like the world has solely embraced the aggressive definitions and that first definition seems to be completely lost, right? This is where we end up with the shifting sands of the world's definitions. And that is a tug of war between those aggressive definitions. And then what I am seeing is a more recent movement of anti hustle. And for some of us, anti hustle could mean rest, it could mean slowing down, but we like the movement of our business. We like momentum. We just want to do it in a way that's calm and peaceful and joyful. So here's what I've concluded. The issue is not the hustle. The issue is how we define and pursue it. Does that surprise you a little bit? As I started to think about this and pray over it, I was really surprised that this is what the Holy Spirit dropped in my spirit, that hustle itself is not the problem. It's like any other word that we've taken out of context or that we've blown up and expanded with our own definitions. Here's the truth of the matter. The word hustle is not in the Bible. It's not. But if you look at how Jesus worked with intention and purpose, with a sense of timing, being about his father's business, as it talks about in Luke 2:41 through 50, that he wanders off, his parents leave, they can't find him, he's in the temple, they come look for him, and they hear him say, like, "Mom, Dad, I'm here doing my father's business, like, where else would I be?" Paraphrasing, of course, right? That he had a purpose and an intention, and that he always sought his father's direction, that he would go off and pray on his own, that he sought that quiet solitude to listen and absorb his father's instructions and to obey them, right? What sparked some of this for me is that I listened to, or I read a Bible plan. It may have been Holy Hustle. It may have been Melinda Fuller's book, Obedience Over Hustle. But what it said, that is, if you observe Jesus's work pattern, Jesus hustled, but not the way the world tends to define it. It's that second definition that seem to hang on to. That is not how Jesus worked. So therefore, if we can emulate Jesus as he worked with small groups, as he worked one-on-one, as he worked with large groups, right? Jesus was busy doing his father's business. Jesus was hustling, even though it doesn't say that in the Bible. That we could emulate how he works, and therefore embrace that first definition of hustle, that's to proceed or work with a sense of timing and energetically, to take how we've been equipped and qualified by the Holy Spirit and put that into action. And what came out of all of this that I've been doing the last 4.5 years is a framework that I call the 4 keys. And it's the 4 keys to redefine hustle. And they are to define, direct, discipline, and develop. What does that mean? To allow the Lord to define and direct us, just like Jesus did. To then step in trust and put that into action, because we need to put into action what the Lord has given us and being obedient and taking that action, right? That's discipline. And then allowing what we learn through all of that and allowing the Holy Spirit to develop us, to mold us, right? To prune us. John 15:4 and 5, which is all about abiding in the vine. When we're allowing the vine to nourish us, when we're allowing that life and that peace and that calm to flood us, right, as the branch, that we work more effectively, that we have greater kingdom impact, even when the results don't look the way we want them to look. And redefining hustle is all about rediscovering Jesus's unsurpassed peace, his calm, even, friends, rediscovering joy in our work, in our business. And when we do that, we are able to walk out God's assignment, this incredible vessel of our business that he's given us to administer our gifts and talents, and to have a mission in the marketplace. Then we are able to walk that out with clarity. We know how God defines and directs us. With serenity, we're able to put that action in place without being frantic or busy or overwhelmed or overachieving. And then we allow him to develop us. We're more effective as Christian women in business and even in the workplace. Friends, I cannot wait to see how the Lord uses this newly made over podcast to speak to you as an ambitious woman. This podcast is for you and your ambition. And as you heard in the intro, we're going to be connecting biblical truth to business with practical application. So I have 2 calls to action for you today. Number 1, go to the show notes, download my 4 keys tool if you don't already have it. And if you already have it, send that link to someone else and tell them, I think you need this, right? That can sit on your desk, it sit in your planner, on your laptop, in your bag, whatever, to keep it handy. It tells you exactly what each of those 4 keys means, and it gives you scriptural references for each one of them. Number 2, dip your toe into working with me by grabbing your visitor pass for my live group coaching. I run a group coaching membership called Rooted. We do our group coaching on the first Friday of each month at noon Eastern. So the next one coming up is December 2nd. But even if you listen to this way after that, that visitor pass is available every month for 5 slots. So please go get your visitor pass and come experience what it's like to be in a community of ambitious Christian women who are leveraging prayer and accountability and discernment to build thriving businesses. Lastly, this isn't on my screen as a call to action if you're watching this on YouTube, but if this speaks to you, follow, subscribe, whatever you need to do in your podcast platform, but do leave me a review over on Apple Podcasts and enter my giveaway. I'm giving away a $25 Amazon gift card and a 30-minute coaching with me. So all kinds of goodies down in the show notes for you, but those 2 calls to action, grab your 4 keys tool and grab your visitor pass for my next Rooted group coaching. And until next time we're together, I pray for and encourage you to tune out the world, tune into God's truth, and turn up focus to build your thriving kingdom business. I'll see you on the next episode.